My film is about a trans woman who was forced to be a man in her childhood, and it's basically about her realizing she's not a man. I came up with this film from real-world situations. There are people out there who are forced to believe that, like, being gay or trans is bad. It's not. It's good. I want to do more stuff related to film, and although I do prefer musicals and theater over film, I want to do more stuff that relates to these kind of real-world problems, like racism, sexism, homophobia. That's the word. Totally did forget that.
My film is about two girls, Selene and Lily, who attempt to summon a demon, and shenanigans, to say the least, ensue. My idea, well, the original spark of my idea was to create kind of a fakey horror movie, and then at the end it turns out that the victims of the horror movie were actually monster hunters. As you can see, this did not quite go to plan. I have a YouTube channel actually called Midnight Dawn, and I make small stories on there. I have current plans and works for a love story that's all in French because that is the language I will be taking in high school. And I also have plans for season 2 of a series that I'm making called New Heroes.
The title of my film is The Telephone Booth. It's about someone who becomes obsessed with a telephone booth that allows you to hear anyone who's talking about you and has to escape. I came up with the idea while we were just talking about how we'd read our scripts, and telephone booths were mentioned, and I was like, oh hey, that sounds cool, I'll do something with a telephone booth. I was trying to demonstrate that not everything that people say about you really matters, and that it's really about how you put yourself out into the world and how you perceive yourself. Not really sure what you could expect next, but I am probably going to be writing some more and maybe do more short films in the future. Not sure.
My film is called Over Science, and it's about a kid who would very much like to go into a more artistic profession, but is being pressured by the teacher to go into a more STEM field. I came up with the idea through personal experience because it was very largely based off of stuff I personally had gone through. I wanted to communicate that people don't have to go into STEM, like that's not the only viable option. One of my influences is my sister, because she inspires me to try to actually be more artistic. My experience with school was kind of that, because I would do really well in all of my classes, and so every teacher just had a natural expectation that I would be good at some field in STEM. Like I would be like a mathematician, a scientist, and it was kind of like it was a little annoying because like it seemed like that's the only value they were giving me, and they were ignoring other students who had different values, and like just because I was good at doing all the schoolwork.
I played Celine Mornoon in Devil in the Details. Well, Celine is supposed to be a person who really, really cares about her friends. But I think the point of Celine is to show that you should always tell the truth to your friends, even if something bad could happen. I think it was really interesting that Celine is a witch and doesn't want people to know. I think if I was a witch, I'd want to yell it to the whole world.
My character was Miss Ramona. I was an evil teacher, not really evil, but my job, or my part, was to encourage this one boy in the film to pursue science instead of art. The most difficult thing about being my character was memorizing the lines and keeping straight faces, even though that's pretty much what I had not to do, is keep a straight face. I just couldn't keep myself from laughing.
So the character I play is Maddie in the film Eggshell, who is a trans woman, and in the film she undergoes an awakening of who she really is. The way I hope people feel about my character, I want to make them cry, pretty much. The biggest step I took to improve my performance was I locked myself in a room for 30 minutes and then wrote until I cried and then screamed until I could write again. It was difficult to achieve that last scene because of it made me very nervous, and I'm still a little on edge about the release of the film. That last scene was me walking out in a dress to go to lunch with the coworker character.
I played as Cathor from Devil in the Details. So this character is kind of a sassy and confident, like, dad kind of character, but also is a demon, and so they enjoy messing with people. I liked playing that part a lot because I got to sass a bunch of people. So to improve my performance as this character, I had to work with my body language, which I didn't do too well, but I also had to work with my tone a lot for this character, of like my voice.